Hey everybody, today on the corner, we're going to print a helmet. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm at my computer and I was scrolling through the My Mini Factory new feed, so they will give you all their new designs and stuff like this. And I saw this helmet and I absolutely fell in love with it. This is done by Bretta Props. It's a classic Magneto helmet. It's reminiscent of the helmets that were in the cartoons and the comic books. This is, like, as I say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to try and do it justice when I print it, and I'm actually going to try and finish it in another video. This video is going to focus on slicing and printing out the object, and I'll do another follow-up video once, because nobody wants to see people sand. That's like so 2006, right? But I'll show you kind of a few of the steps that I do in order to finish a product. So, but look at this thing. Look at that. That's amazing. Gorgeous. So what we're going to do is we're going to download this helmet. All right, and I'm actually going to slice this in Prusa Slicer, and I'm going to use my Anycubic Chiron. Now, the reason why I'm going to use this thing has an absolutely huge bed size. It's 450 by, was it 400 by 400 by 450? This thing's huge, all right? I can print like helmets in one piece. I can print pieces of armor. It's absolutely awesome. So we're gonna what we're gonna do is we've downloaded the helmet. I have this actually in my files here in my downloads, and I'm gonna actually pull over. You see how it's got all the different separate pieces? I'm gonna pull over the full helmet, and then I believe there was one more piece, which was the detail piece that you're gonna need. Let's just arrange these on the bed. So this is the crest that goes up here, and then this is the helmet. So let's get to work on the helmet. So this is the helmet, and it looks pretty good. I'm going to show you how I print these out. So in Prusa Slicer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the helmet, and I'm going to add a support blocker, and I'm going to add a cylinder, and we're going to move this right about to the middle of this helmet, right about there, and then we're going to size this puppy. Oops. Then we're going to size this puppy. There we go. All right. And what we're going to do is I'm going to stretch it all the way. So it just reaches, I want to reach just the tips of the helmet base where you're going to need the supports. All right. So let's just adjust that a little bit. Right about there, I think is good. All right. All right. And then what we're going to do is now we're going to pull this sucker all the way through the top of this guy's head. All right, there we go. So you see how I have this support blocker all the way through. Now what's going to happen is when I do the supports on this, we're going to go with supports, and we're going to go. So what I want to actually do is on supports, I want to go everywhere. Okay. So that's going to get these little eye sections and stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to slice this now, and with any luck, my computer's not going to crash. There we go. Okay. All right. So we're going to slice this. Now the whole goal here is to print the dome. You're gonna want the supports on the outside here, all the way around, and in these eyes. But you're gonna want the middle of the dome all by itself, all by its lonesome. So we'll see if we can achieve that by doing this. Oh, there we go. See? So, and now if we look, all right, so there's a couple odds and ends for supports, but it's not too bad. All right. It'll definitely eliminate See? That's what I mean, right? We're going to go to the top, and there's no supports holding up the dome. I don't think it's required. I think we'll be okay. All right, so but we'll slice this puppy. We'll finish slicing her, and we'll see how she goes. But she'll be a nice and beautiful model, right? Um, Now it's the only thing that now you can't with Prusa Slicer. I like Simplify 3D. You can manually put supports in. With Prusa Slicer, you cannot, but you can put the blockers and stuff, which I think is fantastic. All right, so we're at the export G code part here. So it's going to take 4 days and 10 hours, so 4.5 days. So let's give it a whirl, and it's going to be approximately one full roll of filament. I'm going to use spool ends with this, so my print time is probably going to be closer to 5 or 6 days if I catch them on time. But yeah, let's export this, and we will give it a whirl. All right, we'll get this printed off, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay.
Hey guys, so I'm back. I've sliced the model, I printed it, and in my wisdom, I'm going to tell you a story. I decided to print with spool ends. So I used my first spool end, and I used it up, and I changed filament after about a day. Then I used my second spool end. Because, you know, everyone has these little half spools or quarter spools lying around. So I did that. That lasted about a day. Changed it again. Got to my third spool end. Threw that sucker in case you didn't notice, I got some filament left on this. Well, you want to know why? Tell you why. Here's my helmet. When I loaded the filament in, I forgot to tighten the idler. So I started printing. I went back to check it about half an hour later, and I was about this much above it. And I screwed up. But that's okay. Look, it fits. Here, hang on. It fits halfway. Here, let me put my glasses on here so I can see myself. Here's my magneto helmet. But, as I say, that's alright, because now I'm going to try and fix this. Now, I think normally what I would do is I would look at the Z height, like here's the printer, and the Z height would go up, and there'd be a display on the side of the display telling you what the Z height is. I would just slice the model at that height and then continue the print. I can't do that with this, but what I can do, I don't know if you see this, I'm at the exact, almost the tip of these points here. So I'm going to go back in the slicer, I'm going to try and slice this model, and I'm going to try and print the other half. We're going to see if that works out, okay? Looks good so far, though. Half complete. All right, I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to do that, I'm going to slice it, and print it, and see if I can get these two parts together. Hey guys, I'm back, and this is the bottom half of my helmet, and I just finished printing the top half of the helmet. Ooh, ah. But you know what? It turned out really good, and I printed it without supports. And as you can see, or sorry, without supports in the middle. I just used supports for the eyes here, the opening in the front. But other than that, if you want to look, you can see the inside. I got a couple of hangy parts, but other than that, it came out pretty good. The only thing I need to actually like if you look at this, you'll see it came all the way up really good, and then it's kind of got this weird line in it, like it almost missed a layer or something. So I might have a dirty nozzle. I'm probably going to have to clean that, but for the most part, it came out okay. So we have the bottom of the helmet and the top of the helmet, and we're gonna tape these together and glue them together and make the complete helmet. So, all right. Okay, folks, so I've got these two pieces together, and I'm going to glue them together. So what I need to do is they seem to match up pretty good. I think I got the layer height just right. What I'm going to do is, I've got this. I've got a couple of clamps over here. I'm going to kind of work it so I can get them set up so they're where they need to be. And then I'm going to tape it. And I'm hoping by doing this, I'll be able to get them set up where I want them to be. Okay. There we go. All right. So yeah, so it looks like they're going to be okay. It looks like I pretty much nailed the height pretty good. The good thing about PLA is there's a little bit of flex to it, so I'll be able to flex it a little bit to get it where I want it to be. So yeah, so we're going to tape this bad boy down here. At the back, we're going to try to eliminate as many seam lines as possible. Mind you, there are only the two. Now, this one here, and there's actually the one that's around here where the eye is, and this top one here. There's actually three, because when I printed it, here, and I got it going, and then I realized that this stopped right here. It actually cut off the peak of this little piece, so I had to dig this out of the supports. And I found it, and it goes right there, and I'll actually glue that on for you guys so you can see it. So I'll actually, why don't I do that right after I finish taping this up here. So I'm going to tape this like so. Now I just want to get it as close as I can to the original seam work to make it easy to finish later, right? Like if I can get this seam as close as possible, then I'll have less filling and sanding to do. All right. So yeah, so this is basically, I really like this. I think this is a really cool model. I think we've gotten to the point where it is going to look really good. We have the seam, of course, which we're going to try to deal with the best we can. So basically, in a nutshell, what you want to do is, if you see here, see where the seam is, you want to make sure that lines up so the sides here, right there, are smooth. All right? So you'll minimize your sanding, all right? Because you're still, unfortunately, going to do the best you can. You're going to have a little bit of a lip until you do your sanding, right? So you're going to sand that bad boy together. And that's that. But let's just, here, let's make this a semi-complete build for now. Use a little bit of CA glue or crazy glue or Gorilla Glue or whatever you want to call it. It's CA glue. You got to be careful with this stuff because you actually can and you will eventually build up an intolerance to this if you don't use it well ventilated. Alright, so I'm going to glue that right where she's supposed to be. Right, because I just want to hold it on there for now. That's literally my goal at this point in time, is just to hold it where it is. So I'm going to, as I say, what I want to do is I want to grab the 3D pen, and that's what I want to do. I want to follow it up with 3D pen and make it so it's fused with that. I think that's my goal here. Alright. But yeah, so here's this and this. Let me just close this off here. I've never done a 3D pen before, so I'm actually kind of excited about that. And I'm more excited though about trying this on in a second to make sure it fits, to be honest with you. So I've got the the peak glued on there. Right? See that? So the peak is there. It's all taped together and stuff like that. And now, all right. So I actually forgot the crest. Here's the crest for the helmet. I'm gonna throw that on there. Just like that. And now we're gonna try it on. All right. So, all right. Let's just try that on. I think it's a good fit. It looks good. Feels good. I feel magnetic forces around me. I can feel metal in the air. I can feel the tripod. I can feel the camera. I think that's pretty cool. I like the helmet. It's awesome. So yeah, if you like this video, subscribe. And we're going to do a bunch more videos. I'm actually going to get to a video where I finish this sucker off later on, okay? All right, so thanks so much for watching. You guys are great. Peace out.